to off-balance our partner to their hands, and when their hands are committed to the floor, we're going to use that to start to shoot into our triangle and start to lock from there. So again, we'll just go with our basic entry. I'm kicking one leg through, coming all the way in. For this one today, we're going to pummel our hand for an underhook as well. So instead of taking this overhook on my partner's ankle, I'm going to look to frame on my partner's knee, and I'm going to look to bring my elbow through. And I want to make sure that if I've got an underhook, there's a couple things in play. My head wants to be over the top of my partner's foot, locking it in. My hand doesn't want to be low on the shin, it wants to be high up onto my partner's knee. We discussed earlier in the week that I want to make sure it's up here to make it harder for Dan to pull his knee away. If I'm down here, it's so easy, and especially if my head's not on, for him to start to pull that leg free. So now that I'm in this position, we're going to start with that same off balance. Now, something that I have noticed around the room when we've been going for that technical stand sweep, you've been getting your base kind of like extended and like forwards, but people have been like waiting till the very last minute to catch themselves, like almost like a tree falling over, and then being like, oh yeah, I've got to catch myself. When they go to off balance you, just bend your knees a little bit and put your hands down. It'll be less dramatic of a fall. So as I go to drop him down to the floor, he's just here. Now, my top foot is currently hooked onto his far hip. I'm going to move that to his near hip instead. This is actually quite good because if he is trying to drive into me and do different things, it's actually good to keep him away. Okay, my other foot that's hooked behind his knee, I'm going to bring it out and I'm going to start to position it over the top of my partner's shoulder. Now all I'm going to do, and especially if he's already kind of driving into me, if I feel that, once that leg's over the shoulder, I point my toes and it falls straight into the mix. Now that we're here, everything in terms of my finishing mechanics are the same. I lift my hips up high, I pass the arm across my body. Now my hips can drop. Two ways that we could look to go about finishing this. I can reach up for my shin, foot goes to the hip, I start to angle off and I'm pulling this leg up nice and high. Now depending on how big your partner is, you might need to lock over the top of their shoulder, angle out, squeeze and get your finish, or if you've got someone that's a little bit smaller than you, I find that's when it's more impertinent to start to lock that shoulder in. So if you've got someone bigger than you, all right, over the shoulder is going to be easier to lock and it's going to be tight here. Otherwise, I'm going to need to lock over the shoulder here. We're here, I kick through into my X guard. I'm going to look to pummel my underhook in. So I hold, swim through, get that foot up onto your shoulder. I'm holding that kneecap, my head's locking onto the foot. Now I'm extending my legs away and I'm trying to bump into his hands. For the person on top, don't fall like a tree. Right, just bend your knees a little bit and catch yourself quite early. So here. Right, typically your partner's going to be wanting to come back in, so I can use this foot, one, to keep him away, and two, to kind of bait him. So when I am ready, my foot can come out, it shoots up over my partner's shoulder as I point my toes to pull him in. My hips do come up to meet him. Now that I'm here, I can let go of the leg, I don't worry about that. If the arm's already across your body, fantastic, it saves us a step. If he brings his forearm into your hips, I'm just taking a 2-on-1 grip, elevating my hips up nice and high, dragging it across. Hand can reach up for the shin. I can look to lock to finish. The other way I can start to go, hold the back of the head. I shoot my arm underneath for the underhook, and all I'm doing now is I'm looking to swing this leg around, and I'm almost like, it's almost like I'm starting to invert. Now I can lock it off and finish. Okay? Are we happy with that one, guys? All right, I'll show it one more time with a little bit less explanation. So, holding in, kick through, into our X guard. I pummel my underhook in, leg up on my shoulder. I extend out to get him onto his hands. My foot goes from his far hip to his near hip. Foot comes up over his shoulder as I look to lock him into the triangle. If the arm's already across the body, fantastic. If not, drag it across, lock onto your shin, create that angle, and then we can start to look to finish. Okay?